The investigation into what caused this tragedy has been hampered by the weather. It's been raining on and off for most of the day, so investigators say that's had a huge impact on the work they're doing out here to try and work out how this happened. We know the light aircraft took off from Mount Gambier Airport after 10 o'clock yesterday morning. All 3 people died when it crashed into a paddock 3 kilometres from the airport. On board was 78-year-old volunteer pilot Grant Gilbert, 16-year-old Emily Redding and her 43-year-old mother Tracy. Emily was being flown to Adelaide for specialist medical assistance. Her mum was accompanying her, and Grant Gilbert was a volunteer pilot giving up his own time to transport her to Adelaide. Emily and her mother are both from Mount Gambier and she's a local schoolgirl here. Her principal says her death has sent shockwaves through the school community.
This is obviously extremely sudden and incredibly sad, and our whole school community is mourning the loss of Emily. Our condolences go out to the family and friends of everybody who was on board. Counselling services are being provided for our young people and our staff.
Investigators are now looking into yesterday's weather and if that had any impact on the crash. It was foggy yesterday morning, and it's understood just before Mr. Gilbert took off there were 2 other planes that refused to land at Mount Gambier Airport because the fog was too thick.
Witnesses reported seeing fog in the area at the time. Shortly after takeoff from Mount Gambier, the aircraft made a left turn and impacted with terrain. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau has sent 4 investigators to the site, where we will examine the accident site, the wreckage and interview witnesses.
Officers are expected to remain on scene for at least the next 2 days. Stacey Lee, Sky News in Mount Gambier.